Have enough time. Good morning.
Happy Friday, everybody.
It is a funny Friday. We're already up. We are laughing, as you might be able to tell.
In the office.
We're in a good spot, baby.
In the office. Office looks great.
In the office, man. Early to rise. Got here with Shay. So excited. So great
Are you
to
guys the first ones in the office is the
physically
question.
walk into an office, open the door. It's that feeling of, feel like in Trading Places, man, where, the ready to,
Yeah.
crush the day. So really good stuff. I have a presentation this morning at 10 o'clock. So we're going to need to be here to use all the facilities. But I know that the on the ball crowd divided and conquered last night.
That's right.
So why don't we start with your journey, which was fantastic and your post this morning spoke to it. So what was the tagline of your post this morning?
So it was work together, give together, play together. And it was really fantastic. We love working with City, but being partnered up with AK, being partnered up with Andy and Lena, his wife, are obviously good friends of ours. But it was a great event last night. And Keith Koenig and Alonzo Mourning, who is the celebrity walker for the Heart Walk event that's going to happen in March, said something really fantastic from both of them. They both said the same message, and it was, this is our village. Like, Zoe is from Virginia, played in Charlotte, but has lived here for 26 years. He's like, this is our village. And Keith said the same thing. He's like, this is home. He's like, we've looked everywhere else. We've been a lot of places. This is home. And when it's your village, you have a responsibility to make sure you have an effect on the people's lives within that village. And so that was kind of the call to action for all of the great business leaders that were there with us last night. So it was a really beautiful event, great time. It was quick, in and out. It's great to see Zoe and talk to him a little bit because hadn't seen him since I was a ball boy.
I was going to say, please take a moment and share. We talk to people about weaving stories in that create connectivity. You haven't seen Zoe in forever. How did you grab Zoe?
So he's walking by me and he's walking with Keith and he's about to have a family conversation with AK. And I didn't want to be like that guy, but I was like, I'm not going to get an opportunity to grab him for the rest of the night. So I got to say something. So I just grabbed Zoe's arm and he was walking by and I said, hey, I got a story for you. And he immediately looked at me and he's like, you got a story for me? And I'm like, yeah, I got a story. And so he's like, go ahead. So I told him, I said, look, you're not going to remember this. I said, but the last time I saw you was 1993. And I said, and you were shooting free throws and I was the kid knocking the ball back to you as you were knocking them down in pregame when you played for the Hornets and you were down here playing for the Heat. And he was like, oh man, you're making me feel old. But we got into a whole conversation. I said, you don't look old, you look like you could still play. And we got into a conversation about working out and what he was doing. And then I exited the conversation, but it was cool that had my moment with him.
Talk about adversity. There's a guy that had kidney failure and, has, fought that his whole, adult life, the latter part of his adult life. So great stuff. Great to see you out in the community. I too had to make a choice. I either was going to go with you or divide and conquer because I was asked to be part of the program for Sea Glass, which is a up and coming Fort Lauderdale event that will at some point be like the South Beach Wine and Food Festival. Carlos and Lori Suarez, who owned Venice Magazine, created the event. They were amazing. And they asked me to come and speak and give the crowd an enema, if you will. And wow, what a nice meal. We went to Sardelli's, which is amazing. Fulvio gave a speech, came out of the kitchen, working it and doing it. Met some new people. It was a new audience, which was really, really fun. But what a beautiful room. What a beautiful setup. It was sponsored by Mercedes, who's all into all of the money was raising money for cancer. So awesome. That aligns with us. Shay, show us the picture. There you go. Dolphin Challenge. That's Jason Jenkins up on the top right. Jason's an old friend, him and his wife. We've worked together, so it's great to see him. But what a beautiful room. And Rich Lewis, who is the VP of sales for Quorum Watches, They auctioned off a watch. I was the auctioneer. It was fantastic. He let me wear his watch. That is the watch that I was wearing. And that watch, I said, dude, I really like this, man. It kind of goes with my thing. I go, so what does a watch like this sell for? And he said, $67,000. And I went,
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I'll be waiting to see what comes out of the Cracker Jack box.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad. It looks like it was a great event. Glad you got to meet
great
new
stuff.
people.
You know, just the feedback again was great. Carlos will be our guest on Monday. He's going to talk about sea glass, but his story, he's a cancer survivor. He's an unbelievable entrepreneurial story. I knew him when he was the graphic artist at an agency that we were doing some work with, co-branded stuff. And he has built an unbelievable career and unbelievable stuff. So he'll be our guest on Monday. You'll want to tune in for that. Let's get to Wake Up Music. Today is Friday Funny, and I promise you, you will laugh today.
Wake up, everybody! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Wake up! Come on! Come on! Wake up, everybody! Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody! No more sleeping in bed. No more back to thinking, time for thinking ahead. Come on now.
So thank you for everybody that's here. I want to start out by, the email allows anybody, they get your email address. Anybody can email you. And I just want to say I was very fortunate and very grateful to receive this email, which is, please be advised that my account will be credited $422,000. I promise you, you'd laugh. In the next 72 hours, find the enclosed documents below. Click here. Not.
It's terrible. And then somebody's information gets stolen because they, take advantage of somebody who's like really needs the money and they believe that it happened, and now your identity is stolen. It's unreal.
Is absolutely crazy, but you just got to laugh. I mean, this kind of stuff that is available.
So along those lines, I got 2 calls yesterday from 954 numbers, which normally I don't pick up a number I don't know, but they were local. And I was like, maybe I'll answer it. Both of them I pick up. I'm like, this is Mark, right? They both say, yeah, I got a missed call from this number. And I'm like, on the phone, I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, I didn't call you. I know for sure I didn't call you. And they're like, well, all I did was press the number in my phone that was red. So it definitely came from your number. And I'm like, look, I don't know how we're going to figure this out, but I can promise you that I didn't call you. Twice I got those yesterday. So somehow my number is showing up
like
as
the
a missed
new
call.
gig? Is that the new gig? I called you, you called me.
I don't know what's up.
Either way, I don't want to talk to you. Goodbye.
Right.
That's great, So Nathan Harkey, thank you for this great comment. I can buy the watch now. I'm paid $500,000. Great stuff. So what I thought I would do today, it's January 14th. We have been talking about Larry David very religiously. This thing about the New Year's. So let me tell you, when I got up to speak last night, humor plays a big part in sales and in presentation and in connectivity. It definitely has a role in business. So I get up and I say to everybody, I said, so I'm fortunate to be here. Thank you, Carlos. Congratulations. Thanks for including me. I just want to tell everybody, most of you I don't know. And so this is the first time I'm seeing you in the new year. So I am wishing you all a happy new year. Everybody knew where I was going. They all started cracking up and I go, so I think it's appropriate for the entire month of January. If I haven't seen you, I'm wishing you a happy new year. Boom, the guy up front goes, 3 days. Larry David. Boom, boom. Larry David, man, set the room on fire. It was incredible. Paul Chattel is still milking it's a great conversation point. For those of you who worry about breaking the ice, just ask the question, hey, when is it appropriate to? So anyway, we learned so much from Larry David that I was fortunate to find a list of 10 things 10 lessons, life lessons that come from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Now, I can tell you, I've been watching this show from the beginning. When I first started watching it, I was flying a lot. I would get on the plane, I would watch it. I would get so uptight and so nervous, like I wanted to jump off the plane because he's just like, come on, Larry. I think the show has matured, or I've matured, and I like it. But Mark, do you have the list in front of you?
I do not. I thought it was a link.
No. I sent you the list, no problem. So I'm going to throw them at you. 10-1. Number 10, there is a statute of limitation on well wishes.
1,000%. Like
So-
last night, I'm going to tell you this. Last night, we were at the event. Not a single person wished me Happy New Year. A lot of conversation about how was your New Year? How was your holiday? But not a single person said Happy New Year. So we were at the 13th, and apparently everybody at that party last night knew that we were outside of the window for Happy New Year.
So we've done the Happy New Year thing. We've done the birthday thing. So we're already there. So let's move on to number 9. Number 9 is never trust the weatherman.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's the only profession in the world where you could be wrong every single day and you never get fired. Nobody cares. Nobody
Right.
holds you accountable.
So here's the simple thing. If you want the weather, walk outside.
Walk outside. I know.
It's
It's cold this morning, by the way. I was
Cold.
unprepared for the cold as I walked
Cold.
the dog early this
I
morning.
met Shay for coffee early at 7:00. I got out of the car, short sleeve shirt. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm living the dream, man. Because Shay and Jake and I were in 19, man. It was crazy. Okay. Number 8, you eventually grow too old for Halloween.
I know there's a lot of people that disagree with that.
Give me your feeling. This is good. This is good dialogue.
I disagree. I think if you ever feel like you've grown too old for the fun stuff, then you've grown too old for life.
I'm okay. I believe that. I go, but I don't trick or treat.
No.
I don't really do any of that. I'm not really a costume guy. I don't.
You also don't live in a neighborhood. So, like, if you lived in a neighborhood, you might be a person who looked forward to the trick-or-treaters and looked forward to Halloween. You'd have your candy. Maybe you'd sit in the front yard, pass out. Like,
what do you do for Halloween? What do you do? I mean, obviously, whether Kai's here or not, that would make a difference. And
well, so this past year we went to Tallahassee to do Halloween with him, right? So, and it was great. It was walking around the neighborhoods doing it. I'm not getting dressed up. I'm out on costumes. I'm over the costume stuff, but I'm happy to partake in Halloween and be, in the spirit of it.
Okay, this one's going to be great. We're moving on here. So, proper restaurant etiquette. We had dinner the other night. Okay, I don't know that you know that I saw this, but we had dinner the other night at Moderano. Food is starting to be delivered. Yours was delivered. Jake reaches over, grabs a mushroom.
So let me tell you what I said to him. So this is unbelievable, right? The food gets delivered. His doesn't get delivered yet. Mine's sitting in front of me. I'm waiting like a normal human being for everybody to get their food before I take a bite. He reaches across the table, stabs a mushroom out of my plate, and eats it.
My boy.
We're at like, we're out to dinner. We're not like at our family dinner, So like normally I would have like just reached across the table and pulled him over to me. But I sat over to him and I whispered in his ear. I said, "You just made me want to break this wine glass over your forehead." And he was like stunned that I was so.
He said to me in the car ride home, he goes, "What was the deal with Mark? He went like commando on me."
I was like, that's the most disrespectful thing you've ever done to me, and I will never forget it.
What's the deal with waiting? If somebody's one meal is an outlier and my food is hot and I'm hungry and it's sitting in front of me, I got to wait till it's not hot. Come on.
I'm a firm believer that you at least have to give like a couple minutes. Like if the waiter couldn't carry it all out, allow them to go back and give it like a minute for them to get there. Completely inappropriate.
Number 6, and the saying is, "I would give my kidney for you," right? So the lesson is, don't give your word unless you're prepared to keep it. Think about it. This is say-do. This is my say-do ratio. Don't say it unless
also, I'm not really. That's not like a great like gesture to me. Like you got two. You're not giving me anything you can't live without. So like, is that really a grand gesture to give somebody your kidney? Because you got two of them.
So I love this one. This one's fantastic. Bring a gift, even if they say no gifts.
Never show up to a house empty-handed. Ever in your life. Don't show up.
Thank you, mom and dad. My mom and dad taught me, don't ever show up empty-handed. Doesn't matter. Bring something. Because nobody means it. Nobody means it. They say,
no, you don't have to bring it.
The next thing they say is,
you don't bring anything?
Gotta love it. Okay. So let's see if there's one other here that we want to do. Anyway, I think that closes that. Any other life lessons that you got from no,
I love it. That was great stuff.
Okay, great. Let's go to motivational music that promises you the other side. Save your tears for another day.
In a crowded room, you look so happy when I'm not with you. But then you saw me, caught you by surprise. A single teardrop falling from your eye. I don't know why I run away. I'll make you cry when I run away. Why I broke your heart. You could have told me that you fell apart, but you walked past me like I wasn't there, and just pretended like you didn't care. I don't know why I run away. I'll make you cry when I run away. Take me back, 'cause I wanna stay. Save your tears for another. Save your tears for another day.
Great song.
Awesome.
Huge fan of the weekend. Huge fan of the weekend.
Absolutely love his music. So we align on something new and young. I always like
Well
that.
done. Well done.
But one
Finding
great
something.
message for a day like today when we're focusing on laughing. Laughing changes your mood, changes so many benefits to laughing. I have two quotes I want to share that just focus in on why to laugh. Shay, can you show me the first or if both? I don't know how you did it. There we go. So laugh at yourself first before anyone else can. I think this is a really good rule. This is something that allows you to not take yourself too seriously. You know, you know people who are just really wound and they just take themselves so seriously. Relax, man.
It also allows you to own the mistakes that happen or the moments that are embarrassing. I think a lot of times, you know, we talked yesterday about, you know, not letting a moment define you and defining the moment. If you're able to laugh at whatever it is that happens before somebody else does, it makes it so much easier for you to be able to define it for yourself and to own it for the people around you and eventually move on from it, as opposed to letting everybody else laugh at it, never owning it for yourself. And then that's the moment that defines you for everybody else.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. One more quote, and then I got some good meaty stuff about laughing. So we don't laugh because we're happy. We're happy because we laugh. It changes that emotion very much like music does. You know, if you laugh at something or you have something, first of all, you know, the internet's the biggest library ever. We all have it at our fingertips. Find something that makes you laugh, because just the tension. Now, you, me, and Jake classically have had times when we just belly laugh.
Yeah.
Like
just
something triggers a belly laugh. And believe it or not, belly laughing is like exercising. You know, it's good for your health. It relaxes your body, boosts your immune system, triggers the release of endorphins.
It's
protects the
physical.
heart,
It's just like working out. It's
burns
physical.
calories, lightens the anger. I mean, when people say, "Oh, my stomach hurts from laughing," save your tears for another day. Figure out how to laugh no matter what. Laugh at the worst case scenario, because this is part of life. And I would say just about every single one of my conversations / coaching calls has some type of laughter in it, which I push, I promote. I look at the funny side of things, whether it's about me, about them, about the situation. And I'll often say, hey, sometimes you just got to laugh at it. Look at
It was one of the key ingredients that Jim Valvano talked about. When Jimmy V gave his famous speech at the ESPYs, one of the things he talked about, one of it was being moved to tears. The other one was laughing hysterically and having that moment. And he goes, if you do all of these things, you'd have a really full day, because of the way it makes you feel, the way it changes your body. And when we talked about mindset last Friday in our kickoff event, this is something that helps affect your mindset. All of the inputs and the things that you do that develop your mindset, this is a key one that allows you to operate at a higher level than other people.
So the physical side of things, there are actually classes called laughter yoga. Can you imagine? They engage the abdominal muscles, lungs, arms, facial muscles. I am not paying for classing for laughter yoga, but a lot of people say to themselves, I don't know how to laugh. Joey Johansson is here. Good morning. Got something going on today? You bet your ass, man. I am speaking to the group of 212, his company 212 in Jacksonville. Very excited to be invited. Joey is part of the True Network, Scott Smith's group. So just so excited to work with him and his wife and Eric Ross. I don't know, Mark, have you had a conversation with Eric Ross?
Eric is fantastic. I love Eric. Eric's got a great story.
He's sort of running the show over there. So good stuff. So before we leave, I know it's late, I just want to give people some tips for developing a sense of humor. There are some people say, I don't have a sense of humor. So we said, laugh at yourself. Attempt to laugh at situations rather than bemoan them. Something happens in front of you, try and find the humor in it. Don't dwell on the negative. That's an easy one. This one's pretty cool. Find your inner child. And this is one that I sort of want to leave with. If you were a kid, kids laugh at everything. You fell and broke your ass. Right? I mean, it's like, poke my eye out. So if you think like a child, children play, children laugh, and somehow we get to be adults and we think we need to be serious. Don't be serious. Have a great day. Save your tears for another day. I got to go. I'll be making a presentation right on this screen. I'm practicing the camera angles.
Easier with one in the room. I love it. Have a fantastic Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. Get after it. Do something that makes you laugh and smile. We'll see you on Monday.
And here, goodbye to my papers.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million